Hi, Cameron, Melissa, and Arnold, and everyone at Paramount Operations. Welcome to Disc Graphics. I'm joined here today by my director and cameraman, John Rebecchi. I'm standing in front of 10 Gilpin Avenue. We have 180,000 square feet of space here. We own both 10 and 30 Gilpin. We have 250 employees, and we're very much a diversified manufacturer of printing and packaging and labels. Our markets that we cover are entertainment, pharmaceuticals, cosmetics and fragrances, as well as general consumer products. We have every operation conceivable as it relates to the folding carton and converting industry, from printing, die cutting, folding and gluing. We sheet our own paper, we do foil stamping, cold foil, virtually anything that you might need. Today, we'll give you a quick overview of operations, and in a minute, we'll head inside. Welcome to our design center. Our team of 4 structural designers and sample makers take your ideas and put them into a structural format. They use a computer program called a CAD system. They enter all the dimensions and style of the package into the computer, and then they'll develop and create a structural design to make sure that it sets up and works properly. We start out with plain white using paperboard or whatever the substrate is that we're specifying, and they'll begin to then develop a concept, an idea, and make sure that it works so that at the end of the day, we have a structural package. For example, this Emmy project that we did for TNT, we have a structural design, a package that fits the requirements of the job. Oftentimes, the end product of what this department produces is what we call a template. So, Arnold, when you ask me, does Diane have a template to design with? This is where it comes from. That gets sent over to your creative department and is what's used by your outside art houses to put the art down in position on the correct panels. So when we end up producing the package, we convert it into a folding box, then everything is just spot on perfect. Our designers have worked their magic and sent the template over to the creative group at Paramount. They work with the art houses, they take that art, they impose it down to the templates that we've given them, and once they approve it, they send us a digital file. And oftentimes we talk about making sure that we have a PO and marry up to the digital file when we receive it so we can proceed with the job. Once that file comes over to us, Paramount will overnight us a proof to work with. The proof that comes over is a 4-color or full-color representation of what the file looks like. We then take the digital file and we produce our own version of that proof. We compare the two, make sure that the file is correct. We do a reader okay, a color break okay. We make sure that everything is perfect before we go to the plating process. For the plating process, what we've done is we've taken all the digital files. We're going to run, typically we run these up multiple on a form. So we'll take several, let's say O sleeves here. We'll put them up on a form, and typically we're running that maybe anywhere from 8 to 9 to 10 up. And then we'll take the images individually. We break them down into the colors that are required for the job, and we produce a plate for each color. Each of the colors, and you can see here we have a plate for the yellow, the black, and the magenta. Each of the colors is represented by the image that you see here. A laser literally takes this sensitized plate, and wherever the laser is hit, it hardens the surface, and this will be ink receptive. Once this is completed, we take all the plates, we bring them to the press room. Each plate is hung on a unit with the corresponding color, and once we put all those colors back together on a sheet of paper, we end up with the files that you sent us. So the plates have been hung to the corresponding units on the printing press. You can see the various ink colors being put into the ink fountains. From the ink fountains, the ink is metered down through a series of rollers. From the rollers, it's applied to the printing plate, which you saw. From the plate onto the blanket, which is like a big rubber stamp. From that blanket, it then is applied to the paper, and we put all those colors together and we get that finished piece that marries up and matches the printing proof that you showed us. The job of the pressman is to make sure that he comes up to color, matches the color on the proof that was provided, and monitor that color consistency throughout the run. He looks for any potential defects and make sure that we have consistent color fidelity throughout. And from here, it gets transferred on to the die cutting department. The die cutting department literally takes a steel rule die and essentially cookie cuts each of the pieces out. Now this is being done at very high speeds, upwards of 5,000 sheets an hour. Those individual pieces are then stacked on pallets, moved into our folding and gluing area. The folding and gluing area takes each of the individual pieces. A folder gluer is what we call the actual machine. Runs the piece through, back folds on the working score, which is known as a pre-break. We then fold it back over so we can deliver it flat, make the final fold, apply the glue, gets packed into a shipper. The shipper goes into a pallet, the pallet goes to the shipping department, and typically within 24 hours it's on a loading dock at Technicolor. Thanks for coming to DISC today for a behind-the-scenes view of the printing and packaging process. You've gotten to see a quick snapshot of some of the activities here at DISC. We stand ready to answer any of your questions at any time. Look forward to seeing you again soon, and many thanks.